So much. Now to Chautauqua County tonight, where the driver of a vehicle that crashed into a Jamestown, New York area river has a simple message for those ahead of one of the biggest party weekends of the year. And that message is don't drink and drive. Earlier in the week, a water rescue team recovered a van involved in the drunk driving incident. And among those watching from shore, the young woman involved in that crash, a crash she says tells us almost claimed her life. Justin Gould with our news partner WNY News Now has that story.
Last fall, Nicole Reynolds left a party heavily intoxicated, driving to a friend's house in Falconer. Later in the night, she drove down Water Street, falling asleep at the wheel.
I woke up to the water being at hood level and just kind of freaking out. My first thought was get the window down and get my seatbelt off and get me out of the van. And it took like probably 8 to 10 minutes to actually get out of the water.
Since the crash, Reynolds' van is sat at the bottom of the Chautauqua River.
At the time, it was deemed not safe condition to try and recover that vehicle. And today, the vehicle was observed from the bridge. And at the time of the call to dispatch, it was unknown if this was the original call from a couple months ago or if this was another incident.
Those with the Falconer Volunteer Fire Department arrived on scene first, quickly realizing there wasn't an emergency at all, but instead the vehicle resurfaced.
Water level lowered and the vehicle became visible, and so now the dive team can go ahead and get the vehicle out safely.
That's when the Chautauqua County Water Emergency Team got to work.
The water is very cold. There is an ice shelf on the other side of the river, so it is still very cold. They don their dry suits to keep them warm. We attached 2 rescue swimmers to tethers from shore. They were able to swim across the river and attach a tow line to the vehicle, and the tow truck was then able to pull it out.
Even though there is some risk involved, officials tell us this is a good example of a real-world training opportunity.
Every call and any type of emergency services, you can always learn from it, and those experiences all work to build an index of skills that when you're needed on them, they're there for you.
For driver Nicole Reynolds, the recovery gave her closure to the crash.
I've just been waiting for so long to be able to turn it into the insurance company and not have to pay the thousands of dollars that it's going to be in this tow bill, so it's a little relieving.
Her message is simple.
Don't drink and drive. That is like the biggest thing, because that's what I did. I was very drunk and I drove my vehicle, and this is the result of drinking and driving.
Justin Gould, WNY News Now.